Islanders, it's a big day for our friends who live in South Carolina. Local residents there are voting today to see whether or not they want cruising to continue out of Charleston, South Carolina. We will share the full story with you on the show today. We're also sharing news from Carnival Corporation as they celebrate a big milestone that will have impacts on your future cruises. We're also giving you an update. Royal Caribbean International's Utopia of the Seas is set to sail in just over 2 months. She's completing sea trials. She had an unexpected test over the weekend. We will give you an update on her on the show today as well. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. We hope that you're having a great day. We certainly are here on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. We had a big day yesterday with our daily show. We had a second video as well. We mentioned this. We had a big announcement to share with you. We've been hinting at for the last couple of weeks. The cat is out of the bag. The podcast is now in place. Alex the Cruiser and I are teaming up to create a new podcast, which is going to be great. The Cruisers Podcast is what the show will be called. We're bringing our communities and audiences together to talk all things cruising. We have all kinds of content coming for you. May the 27th, just a couple of weeks away, we will launch that podcast. We cannot wait to share some of the things that we have for you. This will be available wherever you listen to your podcast. There will be a video format of it as well. There's a lot more details to come. We're excited about the podcast. Do you listen to podcasts? Let us know in the comment section below. Share your favorites down there. I need some to listen to while I drive around town every single day. Let me know. Let's get into the cruise news. There's a lot to talk about, a lot going on across the industry that we'll share with you, including this. It's a big day for residents in South Carolina, the port of Charleston, those who live locally and love to cruise, those of you who travel to Charleston to cruise as well. We have known for the last couple of years that the Port Authority there in Charleston and Carnival Cruise Line have gone their separate ways. Cruising will not remain in Charleston as we have known it the last several years. Some local residents there, they want cruising to go away, while others say we enjoy the jobs that cruising creates. We enjoy the money that comes in through our hotels, local businesses, local eating establishments. We want that to continue. And there's an opportunity for a new terminal to be built just across the way from where cruising takes place now, from Charleston, South Carolina. Here's what's at stake. Carnival Cruise Line currently invests in Charleston, South Carolina. The Carnival Sunshine currently sails from Charleston. We love the Carnival Sunshine. We have sailed on her. She has my favorite, absolute favorite, Serenity area in the entire fleet. If you have cruised on the Carnival Sunshine, please take a second, get to that comment section, and let everyone know that 3-story waterfall is pretty great. The adults only pool is pretty great. It really is a great ship. But she may have to look for a new home. We'll see what residents have to say today. Local residents are trying to find somewhere, Patriot Point, for a new terminal to be built. They think that they have an agreement here. They think that this will suffice. But then there's other residents who want to see cruising leave Charleston altogether. They don't want the people. They don't want the extra traffic. They don't want the parking. They don't want it. And they're trying to point to a law from the 1970s that says that Patriot Point cannot have passenger vessels sail from there. Local residents are going back and forth. We don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that local residents are going to speak up today to see what takes place. Here's what's interesting in all this. We live in a time where other ports, U.S. home ports, are begging cruise lines, please, 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 bring your ships here. We will fill them up. We will sail with them. We just mentioned on the show yesterday, Port Canaveral is building 2 new terminals to host new ships. And by the way, is that a hint? Is that a hint that the next Carnival XL class ship will sail from Port Canaveral? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens there. 2 new terminals, won't be ready for a few years. The new XL ship from Carnival sails in 2027. Let's see what it has. But it's a time When other ports, Mobile, Alabama, and others have tried to get more cruise ships to come, it won't be a problem for Carnival. They will be able to put the sunshine somewhere else. I promise you. But the sunshine may not be that bright in Charleston if residents choose not to have cruise ships. Now, don't get me wrong here. The power is in the voice of the people. And if the local residents there in Charleston want to vote to not have cruising, that is upon themselves. Let them have it. The people rule, right? It's just a different time because right now, terminals and ports and locals are wanting cruise ships to come and be part of their industry. We'll see what happens here. Patriot Point, I hope, is a destination where this new terminal can be built, the sunshine can stay, and this home port of Charleston, South Carolina, can stay as well. The closest port for locals there is Jacksonville, about 200 miles away, 270 miles from Port Canaveral. We'll see what happens here. Have you ever cruised or considered cruising from Charleston, South Carolina? I have heard it's a beautiful place, cruising or not. Let us know in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. As we move to this second story here, it's a Carnival Corporation story. Of course, Carnival Corporation owns several cruise lines, including Princess, Carnival Cruise Line, Holland America, and others. And they have said today, announced today, that they are done. They are complete with this huge project that they undertook. And it was a controversial project. It's now complete. Starlink Internet has been added on every single Carnival Corporation ship as of now. This was a project that was just launched a couple of years ago. A controversial project because some people think when you cruise, you don't need the internet. You need to unplug from the internet. You need to leave your computers and tablets at home. Put your phone in the safe. You don't need it. You're cruising. Some people still think that. Some people want that to be true. Some people, though, have responsibilities at home. The only way they can cruise is to check their email every once in a while. They have to do that because of the nature of their business. Maybe they cruise and they leave their kids at home and they have to check on the kids. Maybe they have elderly parents. They have to check on the parents. Maybe they just want to post on social media. I want to show all my friends I'm having fun. Ha ha, you're not here and I am. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But it's very controversial because some people will say, get off your phone. Some people won't bring their phone and scan the QR codes to read the menus. But some people who actually need the internet in order to cruise, this is a day to celebrate. Carnival Corporation sharing that all 90 ships, more than 90 ships, now have that Starlink internet. It's an exciting thing, and this will change cruising a little bit as well. We book a lot of cruises for clients, and in the last 18 months, a lot of people cruising with Carnival Corporation, especially Carnival Cruise Line, have opted to sell the larger ships because they thought that the larger ships would receive this Starlink internet first, and some of the smaller ships may be the last ships to get the internet service. So they would book a larger ship because they wanted to make sure that they had the internet they needed in order to cruise. Now every ship, the small ships, the Legend and the Spirit and the others, all the way to the XL class, they have internet. So now you can freely choose what you want to sell. The question is, what internet do you use when you cruise? Do you buy the internet package? We know there are there's different packages, from the social media package to the value package to the premium package. Do you send emails? Do you need it to stream music, to watch Netflix, just to post on social media? Or do you put your phone and your computer and tablet away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you on this topic, as again, it is controversial. One thing I love about this is the impact that it has on cruising that we may not realize. Number one, Carnival Cruise Line and Carnival Corporation can do things with the power of their app that they could not do before. We know that the Carnival Hub app has grown. You can chat on there. You can check into dinner on there. On some ships, you can gamble. You can sports bet from the app. They have great capabilities. I also love this, though, because crew members who are on cruise ships for 7 or 8 months at a time, that is really their home. They spend more time on a cruise ship working than they do at home. They now have this same internet where they can have some sort of normalcy. They can update their social media. They can talk to their friends and their family. They can download and play games just as we do on our phones. So it creates some sort of normalcy, even though they have to pay for internet, believe it or not. At least they have the access to be able to do so on their time off, just as when we are off of work and at our house, we want strong internet. I like that for crew members. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. We're going to take just a minute here to update you on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. She is set to sail in about 2 months, and she's just about ready. The Utopia of the Seas embarked just several days ago on sea trials, a time where right now it was 900 people that were on the ship. They were making sure that the propulsion works, the systems and navigation work, the maneuverability works, the hotel staff made sure everything was in order. Do the water slides work? Does the pool drain like it should? Do these systems work when you're at sea? There was a 1,000-mile voyage to make sure that everything was in check. And all reports say it was very successful. Again, we're a couple of months away. We hope it's successful because in just over 2 months, the ship is going to sail with paying passengers. There was a test there, and they do test for this, but this, again, was a live test, almost like we mentioned on the show yesterday. Carnival Venezia was there in port testing and having a drill when a crew member fell overboard, and it went from a drill to man overboard, man overboard. This was a similar situation here on the Utopia of the Seas, as a member on board, an individual, was injured on board and needed to be airlifted. Thankfully, the Utopia of the Seas was pretty close to land. The air evacuation, everything took place within just a couple of hours. But we don't know really what happened here. The individual said was injured. It wasn't necessarily a medical emergency. They were injured. We don't know if this is in regards to the testing that was taking place. If it was a freak accident, maybe they fell down. We don't know any of that information, but we do know that the individual was taken off and received the care that they needed, and that the Utopia of the Seas, much like you do in a cruise, you continue testing as you need to, right? Testing needs to take place so the Utopia of the Seas can sail. July the 19th, 2024 is the first sailing with paying passengers. We may be on board before that. We'll see what happens. Of course, we're going to Europe. We're leaving the second part of July to go to Europe. So we'll see if timing works out, if we can hop on board the Utopia of the Seas. But the big news with the Utopia is she's an Oasis-class ship, sailing 3 and 4 night itineraries, which is interesting. 3 and 4 nights on a brand new cruise ship. That's a first. That's the first time that has happened for Royal Caribbean. She is selling well. If you look at prices online, the cheapest cruise I think is $3.99 a person for the rest of this year for an interior room. Most of the balcony rooms are $650 to $800 for a 3 or 4 night cruise. That's a lot of money. You can buy or purchase a 5, 6, 7 night cruise for just about the same thing. Do you think there's a market here for 3 and 4 day cruises? There is, because Royal Caribbean is doing this. But the question is, will you pay that price that you could probably get 6 or 7 days for? Will you pay it for just the 3 or the 4 nights? Because it's a new ship, run to Nassau, run to Perfect Day, and be done with it. It's interesting to see what's going on. Carnival may follow suit. We got a hint. There may be an XL class ship, not saying it's going to be the new XL class ship in 2027 or 2028, but an XL class ship may move to a 3 and 4 night voyage itinerary. We'll see what happens with that. Share below, do you go on 3 or 4 night cruises? Do you think it's a waste of time? Let us know your thoughts, Islanders. That is the cruise news for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly enjoy delivering it for you and sharing all kinds of great things. It is now your opportunity to share your thoughts in the comment section below. There's a lot to discuss. We want you to take time to do so. We hope that you have a great day. We'll see you in the comment section below. We'll see you on our Facebook page. And, of course, tomorrow right here on Island Time.